Okay, so part B then of this, find the angle turned during the period of acceleration. Useful formula to find theta. Two pi times the number of revolutions. Do we know the number of revolutions? Yeah, but that's a frequency and it's changing, so no, we can't easily find the number of revolutions using that formula. Is there another formula that might be useful? Say again, Matt. Yeah. The distance travelled, or the angle turned through, is a half omega 1 plus omega 2, in other words the average angular velocity times the time. So which of these formulas is the most useful? And say the second one. Yeah, because we know the time, 60 seconds. We know the frequency at the start and the frequency at the end, so we can find omega 1 and omega 2, therefore we can find theta. Okay, so we know that omega is 2 pi f, so that's a general formula to find the angular velocity, and we know the time. So go ahead now and see if you can find the angle turn through. So putting values in, we can calculate omega 1. 10.5 is one answer we could use to three significant figures. Omega 2, putting these numbers in, we might get this. But the values you use are going to vary depending on the accuracy that you put in. So one thing you might consider is this when doing this. Theta equals, as has been suggested, a half omega 2 plus omega 1 times t. Well, omega is 2 pi f. So this equals a half 2 pi f2 plus 2 pi f1 t. Substituting that in. The 2 pi is common to both, so that can come outside the bracket. 2 pi over 2 f2 plus f1 over t. We can see that the 2's cancel, so actually theta turns out to be pi times f2 plus f1 times t. If you play around with it algebraically, you can simplify the formula. Now put in these values, so that's pi times f2, whatever that was. What's f2? Plus f1, 1.67 times 60. Work that out. What do we get now for theta? Which gives us this value, 3,463 radians to four significant figures. Comparing that to one we had before, 3,456, there's a difference. And if you do it, depending on the numbers you use, you might get different answers yet again. There are major issues around accuracy. And one way around it is to try and simplify the formula, which I did here, before you put the numbers in. The more times you carry out a calculation and round your answer and then put that number in, the worse the accuracy of your answer is going to be. So if you're after an accurate answer, you've got to consider things like that.